Hey guys, this is Dr. Jason Shumard, owner and director of Integrative Wellness Center of San Diego, and also author of The Thyroid Epidemic. Now today, I wanted to do a video of something that is a common symptom that I see from individuals that I speak with on a regular basis. Specifically, our thyroid patients, they're very commonly dealing with a specific problem that they are struggling with, and they're really trying to get help with on a regular basis, and it's just really aggravating to many of them, and that is why they can't lose weight. And so what's so frustrating is that many of the individuals that we see, they are being told that their thyroid is functioning optimally or working properly by their healthcare practitioners, even though they still are having symptoms, and one of those common ones are weight gain and inability to lose weight. I mean, I talk with patients every single day, and they're exercising, they're eating properly, cutting calories, doing everything they can to try to decrease this weight, and unfortunately, nothing's happening. So today, what I want to discuss is I want to discuss with you the 3 common reasons you are struggling with losing weight, even though your doctor is telling you that your thyroid is normal. Now, let's first start with that comment. Your doctor is telling you your thyroid is normal. For most individuals who are dealing with a thyroid condition, for most of them are dealing with a hypo or a low functioning thyroid. So what your doctor will analyze is something called TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone. Based upon that number, and anytime that number is analyzed, we're going to think opposite of what that number is telling us. So it's inversely related. So if your TSH is elevated or if it's higher out of your lab range, that's typically going to be above a 4.5 up to potentially above a 5.5, depending on the labs that you're using. That's going to be creating an elevated TSH. That tells us that you have a low functioning thyroid or a hypothyroid condition. If it's the opposite, if your TSH is going down or it's suppressed, that's telling us that you have a hyperthyroid situation. So kind of just some real quick education there about in regards to TSH. Now, most of your doctors are going to run TSH, and they're going to analyze your thyroid based upon that number. Meaning, do we increase medication? Is there a need for medication, or are we decreasing medication? So that is the management style, the management tool in regards to thyroid conditions. So if you go in to see your doctor and your TSH is above the lab range, they're going to increase your dosage to try to help you bring that TSH down to a better range. If it's too low, then they're going to decrease the medication to help you bring it up to a better range. So in this specific situation, what I'm referring to is if your doctor is telling you your TSH is normal, meaning they're telling you your thyroid is functioning normal, but you're still having this symptom of inability to lose weight, or you can't, you're gaining weight, well, that must mean there's something else going on. That must mean that the cause of your weight gain or the cause of your inability to lose weight is not due to the reduction or increase of your TSH based upon what the medication you're given at that point. Now, typically the medication is going to be levothyroxine, Synthroid, something like that. So what else could it be? What else could be going on? Many people may say, oh, it's because I need to work out more. I need to do more cardio, interval training. I need to eat less food or do intermittent fasting. Those things can be beneficial, but what I have noticed from the patients that I see, there are 3 common things that you're probably not aware of or you're probably not doing right now that could be helping you lose the weight or helping you reduce the ability to keep gaining weight even though you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. So the first one that we want to talk about, let's use a different color. The first one, you could have something called, if I can spell, underconversion. So what underconversion means is that you may or may not realize this, but the thyroid has multiple functions beyond TSH. When you do a full analysis of your thyroid, there's actually about 8 to 10 different markers that should be analyzed that could potentially tell us some problems that you could be experiencing. So when your thyroid produces a hormone, it produces 2 hormones. One of them is called T4 and one is called T3. Now, roughly about 93% is T4, and about 7% is T3. So this T3 right here is your active hormone. This is the one you want. This is the one that turns on your DNA. This is the one that's going to help you lose weight, help your body function. Every single cell, including your thyroid, requires thyroid hormone, and T3 is the one that's important. Now, obviously, you can't survive and function off of 7%. So what has to happen is there has to be a conversion. This T4 gets converted to T3. And when it gets to T3, then it can go to the rest of the tissues of the body. Now, this conversion process of T4 to T3 happens in two areas. It happens in your liver, and it happens in your intestinal tract. Now, some of you listening to this webinar, or this message right now, this video, may be having GI problems. Maybe you're already taking medications for GI issues, or you're having constipation, maybe some bloating, some nausea, some gas, those sort of things. It's possible that that's a symptom of a dysfunctional intestinal tract, and your ability to convert T4 to T3 is lacking, and that's going to show up as hypothyroid symptoms. So even though your TSH may be normal, you could have this downgraded version of what's happening with your thyroid that's not occurring because of a GI problem. It could be a conversion issue, and you're gaining weight because you have this underconversion problem. The other area it happens is in the liver. So you have the intestinal tract and you have the liver. Many patients that I evaluate and I meet with actually have liver dysfunction or liver problems that are going on, which is also going to influence the decreased ability for you to have this conversion factor to occur. So again, those happen in the liver and the GI is where the conversion happens. So there's a lot of complexity that can be going on, and this is just one thing that we see in our office that is very common with our patients, where they're being told their thyroid is functioning normal, meaning that the TSH is normal, but there's still some other problems that could be going on, again, looking at the underlying cause. The second thing that we can see is that your problems may not even be coming from the thyroid at all, right? So there's many other organs and glands inside the body. We talked about these two right here, liver and GI, that could be influencing the functionality of the thyroid, but there's other glands and organs that are involved with what are common symptoms to a thyroid problem as well. And one of those is the adrenal gland. So the adrenal gland sits on top of your kidneys, and one of its major jobs is part of the stress gland. It's your stress gland, so it handles stress inside your body. So if you're under stress, which most of us are these days, the way that things are going in our world, but we're all under some sort of stress, and that could be a mental stress, a physical stress, a chemical stress. Over time, that compounding effect can play a role on the functionality of your adrenal gland, and the symptoms that are associated with that is weight gain is one of the symptoms. So weight gain, inability to lose weight because your body produces excessive, or your gland produces excessive cortisol, and cortisol can be an increasing risk of you gaining weight, especially in the belly area here. So that adrenal gland can be another component that may need to be evaluated if you're being told you have a normal thyroid, normal TSH, and you're still experiencing these symptoms. The last one that could be a problem is an autoimmune condition. Now, what is an autoimmune condition? An autoimmune condition means that your immune system that is supposed to protect you against viruses, bacteria, fungus, environmental factors, that the immune system becomes sick, becomes not well, and it starts to attack your own body. And what in this specific situation, it starts to attack your thyroid. And so as those attacks start to occur, it starts to essentially destroy and kill the thyroid over time. As that continues to happen, eventually the person starts to experience symptoms, maybe like the weight gain, fatigue, hair loss, things that are associated with the thyroid. But the reason why this is so important is because this is the most common reason for someone to have a thyroid condition. And the autoimmune condition is referred to as Hashimoto's disease. So it means that the immune system is attacking, destroying, and killing the thyroid. So what happens over time when you have a deficiency in ability to create thyroid hormone, you start creating symptoms, you go to your doctor, they run a test, they see your TSH is off, they give you medication, they tell you your thyroid's functioning normally, But the reality is they have not done anything to stop the immune system from attacking and destroying your thyroid. It continues to attack and attack and attack. This becomes the cause. So the symptoms may be addressed in regards to giving you a hormone to stabilize what your thyroid is doing, giving your body the hormones that it needs. But the immune attacks continue to happen, and you start to feel crummy and start to get worse over time, inclusive of weight gain or inability to lose weight. So these are 3 common things that we see when we're talking and dealing with thyroid patients that are still experiencing multiple symptoms. And there's multiple others that we could go over. We don't have time for that today, but there's a lot of problems that could be going on to an individual that could be contributing to their inability to lose weight, or they're continually gaining weight in this specific situation. So if this topic was something that you are interested in, then I'm going to ask you to like this video and also share it, because someone else may be able to get some good information out of this that may help them and guide them in the right steps of what they need to do to really truly evaluate what's going on in their body to get the best results, right? Our patients, they start to see the amazing results because we start to address these specific underlying causes and not continually work within their symptoms, right? So like I said, most patients that I talk to, they've already done all the major steps, the weight, the changing of the diet, they're exercising, doing everything they're supposed to be doing, but they haven't really impacted what's truly going on under the surface or the cause. So I hope that this video was worth your time today. Hopefully it was educational for you. If it was, please comment below that it was educational, you felt it was good information. If there's something that you want me to talk about, if there's a specific topic or maybe a problem, condition that you're dealing with, I'd be more than happy to create a video for you guys to create more value and to help you out as much as possible. One of my main passions and goals is to really impact my community, to live a better quality of life, to live a better, healthier life. So then if we ever come in contact with these types of pandemics and viruses and whatever else is going on out there, that we are well equipped and our body can handle these things more efficiently, because when we're dealing with problems like this, the body is dysfunctional and you're more vulnerable to problems that are going on around our environments.